Hello, my name is Leigh Powell. I'm the editor of AsianInvestor. I have my guest here, which is Mr. A.K. Sridhar, the CIO of IndiaFirst Life Insurance. That's a JV between Bank of Baroda and Legal & General. Now, Legal & General has $360 billion globally, and there's a large exposure to Asia. So, A.K., thank you very much for joining us. I wanted to talk to you about the Indian stock market for a start. It's risen about 40+% over the last 8 months. But of course, a lot of that seems to be driven by sentiment on the back of the election of Mr. Modi. So, I'd like to ask you whether or not there's much more value left in the Indian stock market and where that might come from. How does that get unlocked?
Yeah, good. Yes, the market has gone up by about 44% in the last 1 year. Definitely, this is on account of expectation, it's on account of hope, but added together, I think one or two fortunate things have happened for India. The Modi government took charge, but he has also been extremely lucky in the sense when he took charge. The monsoon, there was an uncertainty in monsoon. India is a monsoon dependent country, and from the time where we thought that it could be a drought, it became a very good monsoon earning year. Added to that, the crude oil prices have fallen sharply to below 70. As you know, India is importing crude to the extent of 80% of its total consumption is imported. And our current account deficit is directly related to the crude oil prices. With Modi government being there, and he has sent out some positive signals, together with what has happened globally in terms of crude oil prices and also certain policy measures in terms of opening up of the economy, we expect the many more things have to happen in India, which could happen and unfold over the period of next 6 months to a year. Factoring that, there is still some value left. Presently, it is trading at about 15 times on a historical PE basis. Sorry, on a 2016 earnings basis. On a historical basis, it is 18 times. But still, we expect the growth, the overall growth to be about 20% plus, the corporate growth in terms of its earnings. If that happens, I think still there is a lot of value left. I think we continue to be bullish on banking space, banking and financial sector. In spite of people do say that there has been an overhang of NPAs, non-performing assets, but still I think most of the thing has been done up with. Going forward, the banks will see a good valuation coming up. Second is you have consumer discretionary and automobile, two-wheelers. And the next phase of it is, I think, certain capital goods sector and even power, which has been a severe underperformer all through the last 1 year, will also start catching up because of the policy initiatives by the new government.
What sort of reform expectations have you got that are you're confident, although it's still based on hope, as you said? What sort of reform expectations can we look to, and can investors look to?
Yeah, I think there are certain few basic things which he's addressing. The new government is addressing. The earlier government, the Congress government, had put in certain initiatives. He is not completely ignoring that. Whatever is a good piece, he is carrying it forward. Like, for example, the Aadhaar, the single identity for an individual, is one of the very fundamental need of this country. He is going ahead with that, the implementation of the Aadhaar card, whereas every individual is get an identity of it. You may ask us, how does it help? It's going to help in the form of reducing the subsidy for the government, because today the subsidy is getting received by the people who do not deserve it. So these kind of checks and balances it will bring in the Aadhaar. Added together, there are quite a few policy initiatives. Mining sector is the one where it has been a kind of, anything you name it, it has gone wrong in the last 2-3 years. Now he is setting it up. Now he is going to clean up the entire process of mining allocation.
It is coal, iron ore.
The coal and iron ore. coal, once this mining sector is set right, the mining sector will feed the power. The power is a major NPA sector, both for the banking as well as, and India is a power deficient country. So once you address a core in terms of mining issue, both the iron ore as well as the coal, that's going to have some kind of a ripple effect into the various sectors and companies, starting with coal to the power sector to capital goods, and then to the small and medium enterprises and so on and so forth. The third element is it may look like a very soft issue, but it's very important. The Modi government has talked about Clean India, which we call it Swachh Bharat. It may look very simple, but a cleanliness means it involves spending, it involves employment generation, it involves development of tourism, it involves so many other things. It could be, even involve improving the health, the overall health and sanitation. So a simple concept called as a Clean India is going to trigger demand and the growth in multiple other sectors.